Welcome back, everyone. Today we are once again in Ultimate General Civil War. We are beginning the Gettysburg campaign, and this is the second battle of Winchester. The second battle of Winchester, where we have to protect this position because the rebels are coming this direction, and they are going to be trying to clear out this, how should I put it? If they get this position, they can take Baltimore, and they can possibly threaten the railroad lines along the Ohio. The Ohio Valley. So, 1 minute, I'm trying to get everything in position before the rebels get here. Otis needs to get into position in this fort, and I bet there's an artillery position you can get in too. Yay, yeah, everybody's getting positions today, which is fantastic. This artillery didn't get a good defensive position. Is there anything else I can use to defend? Alright, so I want to send Poe here. Now you can move here. Uh-oh, that means we're probably going to be surrounded. But that's okay. We'll use defensive positions. Now, I do have some thoughts on defensive positions that I'm not sure if they are as effective as they may seem. My thoughts being that there's a good chance that, if you use a defensive position, you would think, oh, well, that just means I'm going to be in really good shape. There's going to be less chance they kill me or blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure that that's the case. There's good reasons to believe that maybe you don't get the buffs that you should. All right, you're going there. And your artillery. Well, Meager's already there. So I will send you here. And then Meager will just stay there for the time being. Now, I don't have any cavalry. I've deployed the second corps to this position because it does actually have more line infantry units, and I felt it might be a good defensive position, since this is a defensive battle, to have more line infantry. The I Corps has cavalry and artillery. This corps is a lot less robust in its variety, but it does have a very, very strong infantry corps. Alright, so we are ready for these guys. And Meager got off a few shots. Okay, so definitely need... Where are you going? Actually, I think that actually may be good, because we have already seen that there are enemies coming this direction. Now I'm going to go ahead and move the aims, the supplies, right onto the objective. Now this fort up here is pretty much undefended at the moment. And this is going to look weird. I'm not going to send this guy into position on either side because I'm not sure where he's going to need to defend. Actually, I do believe he'll defend this way because this position can already help hold that other. Some of these defensive positions may not be actually all that good. I mean, let's look at the cover. The cover at this position is only 79%. There are some fields that offer that. Alright, so can they get off extra range? Alright, the enemy doesn't... They're in range, but they're not being... oh, they are firing. Good. Good. I'm glad the enemy's firing at me. No, I was just thinking there was a glitch. Alright, let's see. No enemy moving this direction. They may attempt to flank. It's what I would do. We do have a bit of a problem if they do try to move this direction. Actually, no. Don't go out there. I know I ordered them to, but... Okay, so the enemy is going to attack strongly against this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move Leonard out here. Now, the enemy, like I said, I'm anticipating to possibly be flanked. But that's okay. And if correct, yeah, Poe's got 20-pounder parrots. Alright, and actually I don't think you need to be there, because I'm not sure what the situation's going to be. McCord is up here. Not sure what he's going to be facing. Skirmishers, it's almost as if... Where am I trying to hold? I'm trying to hold the military post, so okay, that will be an objective of importance. But we do have artillery there, and if I keep... This unit will stay within the general area. We should be in good shape. Now, I just need to kind of keep an eye on what's going on up here. Now, McCord is going to have to defend here. And these guys are just forming lines, which makes me nervous. Okay, they're actually attacking up there. So, you know what? Form... You know, I'm going to send them into the village because this is more of a threat than I anticipated. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We're outnumbered. There's no way around it. Actually, we may not be, because the balance of power seems to be, if anything, it's only slightly in their favor. So there's a good chance that we're not in as bad a shape as I might be thinking. It's just the positioning that they are moving, we are staying still. Anytime you take up a defensive position, you have some advantages, but you also have the disadvantage of the enemy can move around you. And the enemy is definitely doing that. I'm going to go ahead and move Otis to this flank because I believe that is where he's going to need to defend at least first, if not for the entirety of the battle. McCord is trying to hold off basically 3 line regiments. That basically looks to be what each of the defensive positions is going to be facing, with the exception of this, which is pretty strongly in our favor. Now, I could fall back here. Let's see, you get a 45% cover bonus. We will do that at some point. 50% cover. 50% cover. I think there's a bonus to their cover there, though. Alright, so if I had cavalry, I'd be sending them to scout. I could break off skirmishers, but I kind of want to keep my troops within position, one position, so that we don't cut our manpower down and we can get off a few more shots. Now, we continue to fire on those skirmishers, and I'm just not sure that that is the best option for us. We may be wasting ammo. Now, I've got them, yeah. Alright, keep firing at those guys. Oh, they can't fire at these guys. Alright, so then I guess firing at the skirmishers is the best option. But what if... 6-pound field gun, 6-pounders. So I'm going to move him up onto the top of the hill, because from that position he's relatively secure, and he can actually get off some grape shot. Now, the enemy does not seem to be moving, so I'm going to zoom out so that I can see the whole field relatively well, and speed up 1 notch. Just because nothing is happening, they're just attacking the positions, slightly wearing me down. That's okay, because they will have forgotten about Leonard back here. And I should move my troops out of these positions, but I'm afraid that they're suddenly going to attack, and if they do that, then we're in trouble. I mean, there's already a bit of a threat because I'm moving Meager right up against the line. I'm going to slow things down, and then take Meager and get him firing at Elwell. We're going to try to kill the enemy commander, because that would give us a massive advantage. Now, he only has 6-pounders. Oh, but he's taking a casualty, because the enemy does have guns out there. Now, I have yet to actually kill the enemy commander with artillery, but I keep trying it. I believe I tried it first at First Manassas, and we know that I did eventually kill enemy commanders, but it was not the way I had anticipated it. It doesn't make sense to have the artillery fire on skirmishers, though, because skirmishers don't really... They spread out, so they're designed to take shots from artillery much better, because artillery, you know, they're bigger cannonballs, but the shot is still not going to do that good of a... I mean, grape shot would tear into them, but we're not close enough to use that, or canister shot. We can't use either of those. Now, let's see. Siegfried has lost 35. Now, I could move forward and attack, but I really don't want to at this point. Now, how is Preston doing? Good morale, good condition, has lost a lot of troops, but we're in relatively good shape. Supplies are also decent. Alright, we are in fast-forwarded time, so nothing's really happening because the enemy is not pressing forward. And you may say, well, why aren't you attacking? Well, I don't need to. There's no reason for me to attack the enemy. By the way, I think the power bar is shifting slightly in their favor, but there's no reason... Oh, hold up. The skirmishers are charging McCord. Alright, so that doesn't make any sense, but alright. But what I was saying was, there's no reason to attack. My objectives are to hold these positions. So if I hold the position, if I were to come out of defense, I would possibly start losing troops in ways that I shouldn't. So it makes all the sense in the world to focus on attacking, letting them attack, and just staying here. Now, I do need to worry about this little issue. My artillery, okay. My artillery has run out of ammo. Or not run out, but they're getting a little low. So I'm going to go ahead and send the ammo wagon up there to kind of get them resupplied. Now, that said, I am going to move Poe. After I said I shouldn't be attacking, well, I shouldn't be, but I am going to begin moving the artillery because artillery isn't so aggressively used. I mean, and I'm also thinking I may move Fisher's battery. Well, he's in a good defensive position, so I think Otis and these artillery batteries up here are doing, maybe they're holding the AI back. Maybe they're making them think twice about it. Now, these are long-range rifled guns, so they're going to get most of their advantage firing at long range. Now, Meager has 6-pounders, so his advantage is much closer range. And the ammo's coming, don't worry about it. What have these guys got? 6-pounders and Napoleons. So it would have made more sense to put Poe up there. I can move these guys down, but again, the clock is pretty much running out and the enemy has not made a move. Now, what I don't understand is the enemy could have just gathered all their forces, moved them down here, and hit me on the flank, and they'd have been into the city. And then I would have had to come out of my defensive works to deal with them. But the enemy has lined up an even number of troops, roughly, around me, and is threatening all the positions. Now, they should be threatening all the positions. There should be something to threaten those positions so that I have to keep troops there until they commit the majority of their force to one attack. At that point, they could theoretically pull the troops off the line because I would then have to move my troops, and by then, hopefully, they'd be into the town. But right now, they're not using troops just to fix me in position. I mean, that's what they're doing, but they're not attacking, so they're not making any use of fixing me into position. So at the moment, I mean, one of these units should have come over here and tried to come through this position. Now, he would have been shot at from this fort, and he would have been shot at from here, but once he was down in here, I would have had to have moved something back. Probably Siegfried and these two units would have dealt with him, but he would have at least forced me to start moving. Right now, all we're seeing the enemy do is use artillery and hoping he can blast me out of my position, but I think I have an artillery superiority. I think I do. But I am beginning to think, okay, skirmishers, go back. I only deployed the skirmishers because I want to do something. I'm going to run the skirmishers. I'm going to slow things down just a touch. I want to see what happens when I deploy skirmishers. And one thing I could do that I didn't think to do was I could deploy skirmish units and put them in all of these defensive positions back here so that if a unit broke, there would at least be something there to defend it. Now, I'm going to slow things way down because I want to see if I can get these skirmishers behind the enemy. And they're sneaking. I stopped talking because I don't want them to be... Oh, they've been spotted. But they can run, so that's the key thing. They're going to hopefully outrun this unit, and now they've been unspotted again. Now, what I'm going to do is send them down and let them attack from behind. They'll be up on a hill in cover, firing at the back of the enemy. So we have 32 minutes on the mission timer, and the enemy has done nothing, so I'm doing something because, frankly, this is annoying. I'm trying to figure out what the enemy thinks they're... Okay, now they're moving. Now, as they turn, Siegfried moves forward as his skirmishers stay in the woods just to scare them. Okay, Siegfried takes a few volleys. He moves out and fires. Siegfried, come on, get off a volley. Quickly, man. Fire. All right, now fall back before they can turn. And now you fall back. And that did absolutely nothing but make the enemy turn. I thought maybe it would cause them to do something. Oh, I know. I got 20 minutes to try to capture their supplies. All right, here we go. I can't order them to run any faster, which is a shame. But it would be really cool if I could capture some of their supplies. Now, their condition is relatively low, but hopefully they'll be able to get within range before they're seen. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to order my men to charge. They're already running, so I don't know that they can do anything more. But hopefully, okay, the idiot computer has changed its mind about running. Okay, I'll just order them to run and not charge. That way they won't wear themselves out. But I've turned off shooting because I want them to capture that. Now it's 11 minutes. Alright, now he's going to have to turn. Yep, and so there's a good chance we aren't going to catch him in time. But there's a chance that we'll be able to capture some supplies, which will not make this a victory. Alright, time's about to run out. Hold up, I know they're exhausted, but if we can capture the supplies, then at least we could do something good here. Alright, come on. I'm going to speed time back up. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm running them. Okay, we've pinned them in the corner. Come on, guys, just walk this direction. And there we go, we got it. So, finished. Alright, that was the victory at 2nd Winchester. It wasn't much of a battle, I'm sorry, guys. The enemy wouldn't move. We did as much as we could. We deployed with 22,500 troops. They deployed with 21,726. So it wasn't a reason, we didn't have a numerical superiority. That was infantry. They had more guns than us. They had no reason not to attack. We only lost 569 troops. That is more than they lost. They lost 536 infantry. However, we captured 53. Which is not that great, but we did capture them. So we accomplished all of our objectives because they never actually challenged us. Cross got off the most, he killed the most people. That was when the skirmishers attacked, and Carter, their artillery battery that was here, I believe, dealing with our left flank on their right. He got the next most kills. Let's see. Supplies, we captured a bunch of those, of course, and we captured some rifles. One of our officers was killed, which is a shame because was wounded, sorry. And we got a couple of promotions. Nothing else really mattered that much. So at least we did get that out of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like and subscribe and check back tomorrow for another battle. It's going to be the Battle of Gettysburg. Thanks for watching.